Hey, we're snappers, this is TortimerTheGreYT. Welcome back to another exciting new series here on the channel. I guess it's a new season of an existing series, one that you guys have been asking for a very, very long time. We are starting Season 2 of Pokemon Showdown Gray version. Now, for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with Pokemon Showdown Gray version and what that is, don't worry, I'll explain it to you guys here a little bit. It is a subscriber engagement series that we did last year or the year before. After 4 years, this YouTube stuff kind of just starts to blend together. But it was a series where on the platform of Pokemon Showdown, with the help of you guys and a random number generator, we created a Pokemon LP here of our very own called the Gray version. And I was the protagonist, and we picked rivals, and we did battles and all of that here in the platform of Pokemon Showdown. Me working through the journey, you guys being those that I would battle against. And we want to do it again. You guys have been asking for it time after time after time, and finally, here it is. We're going to do it. It's going to be slightly tweaked from what we did last time, but we'll walk through all of the changes and what that's going to look like here, so just hang tight. Now, like I said, we deal with a random number generator to make this thing work, so let's pop on over and take a look at that. Now, we are going to do, this is going to be kind of a weekly series. And each episode, at the end of each episode, we are going to go ahead and randomize, for the most part, what we're going to be doing in the next episode. Now, I say for the most part because whereas last time we did this series, we randomized everything. We would just, at the end of an episode, no matter what we had done in that episode, we'd, throw on the random number generator, and that encounter type would tell us what we were going to be doing in the next episode. Now, if you guys were participants in the first season of the Gray version, you might recognize that some of these things have changed slightly. Not terribly, but some of them have changed slightly. In that you will see in encounter type now we only have Rival, Root Trainer, and Evil Team, whereas previously we had gyms on there as well. And that's not because we're not doing gyms this time, but it is in fact because we are doing a little bit more of a structured thing so that this doesn't get too out of control. I think we had 35 episodes in the last time, which means being a weekly series, it took 35 weeks to get through that series. Which is more than half the year. So we're going to be trying to make this a little bit more of a manageable mini-series this time so that we can potentially do other tournaments or some other subscriber engagement things that'll be a little bit more manageable. So what we're going to be doing is every other week is going to be a gym battle, just to help us move through things a little bit quicker. We're going to be starting, as you do start almost every Pokemon journey that you go on, by battling our rivals. Which I'm going to need your guys' help with. In fact, right now, stop what you're doing right now. I want you to put in the comments down below your vote for what my starter should be. Now, I tried just putting this out there in the Discord. I got a couple of responses there, but nothing overwhelming. And so what I would like you guys to do is right now, pause the video if you want to, but right now, take a moment and in the comments down below, put what you would like my starter to be. Now, you guys get to decide the starter. I figured that'd be a fun way for you guys to continue to be engaged. But this series is all about you guys. You guys are going to be engaged throughout the entire process. So, here are the requirements for my starter. It must be a Pokemon that is Little Cup eligible. Alright? Because if you see over here in our badge tiers section of the spreadsheet, we're going to be moving through the tiers as we go through the journey. Just like you do when you go through a Pokemon journey. You start with your little baby Pokemon in Little Cup, and you work your way on up as your Pokemon evolves and things like that. So, it needs to be a Little Cup eligible Pokemon. So that means it must have at least one evolution, so it can't be Farfetch'd, it can't be Rotom, it must be a Pokemon that has at least more than one stage. It must be a Pokemon, well, we might be able to get around this because of, we'll be doing battle back and forth, but at this point, let's go ahead and restrict it to Pokemon that are Little Cup eligible, meaning that they have not been banned from Little Cup. So it can't be Gligar, it can't be Sneasel, it can't be any of those Pokemon that have been banned in the Little Cup tier. You guys will have to kind of figure that out for yourselves, but if it ends up being an issue, just, put what you would like to see me use, and I'll figure it out on my end. So right now, in the comments down below, pick whichever Pokemon you would like for my starter to be. And that could be any Pokemon. It doesn't have to be Squirtle, or Bulbasaur, or Charmander, or, Chespit. It doesn't have to be a standard starter Pokemon. It can be, like last season, my starter was Nidoran male. And so you guys can pick any Pokemon from Generation 1 through 7 that is Little Cup eligible to be my starter. And I'll leave that open to you guys for interpretation, and if things get multiple votes, we'll kind of do a voting thing, so if lots of people want to see me use, I don't know, Cubone, then we'll use Cubone. Or if everybody kind of is, if it's kind of scattered and there's not really any consensus, I'll throw it in a random number generator and we'll get selected that way. I think that's what we ended up having to do last season, and that worked out pretty well for me. Blackavar was a great starter to have around. Now that you guys have put in the comments down below what you would like my starter to be, I need you guys to start thinking about what your starters are going to be, because the first week of this series, week number 1, is going to be the rival battle. We start every Pokemon journey pretty much. We each get our starters, and then we do a one-on-one rival battle. So you guys will need to pick out your starter Pokemon as well. And then you need to build a Little Cup eligible team with 1 Pokemon on it. Just your starter Pokemon, no more Pokemon, no less. 1 Pokemon who's going to be your starter throughout the course of this series as well. Now, obviously, you guys are going to be taking on multiple roles throughout the course of this series. As you guys can see, the encounter type. You'll be my rivals. You'll be random trainers on routes. You'll be members of the evil team. So if we roll a 3 for the encounter type, that means that encounter for that week is going to be an evil team encounter. So you guys will need to build your favorite, evil team. It doesn't have to be a Team Rocket team. It doesn't have to be a Team Galactic team or a Team Flare team or whatever evil team you think might be. You can do that if you would like, but whatever you feel like an evil team means, that's what you build your team to be. Obviously within restrictions of the tier that we're in. As we move through the badges, so as we complete gyms, our tier will go up. Until we complete the second gym, so once we defeat the second gym, we will move out of the Little Cup tier into the third gym until we defeat the third gym. So we'll spend a couple of weeks in each tier, and once we defeat a gym, then we have potential for moving on into the next tier. I'll make all of that extremely clear as we move through the process. Now that you guys have voted, you're starting to think about your starters. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be on Pokemon Showdown during 2 time slots. Now, when we did the series last time, I said, okay, I'm going to be on Pokemon Showdown an hour before work, over my lunch period, and an hour after work every day during the week. That was exhausting. I hated that series by the time it was over because it was just so much time. I couldn't do anything else. I was like constantly having to be at my computer doing this stuff. That's not going to work for me this time. I know you guys really wanted this series back, and I'm happy to bring it back, but there have to be some changes, including, every other week's going to be a gym. So like this week will be our rival battle. The week after that is going to be the first gym. After the first gym, we'll roll for the encounter, and it might be another rival battle. It might be a root trainer. It might be an evil team. But then after that week, it'll be the third gym or the second gym or whichever. So I hope that makes sense. So we're doing that to kind of compress things so it doesn't end up being like last time. We had the rival battle. We had our first gym. It happened to pop up in the second episode. But then we had 4 episodes, so 4 weeks before the next gym battle, and it just stretched it out longer and longer. And we've been doing some more of these series, and I think there's, we've talked about doing potentially a tournament and stuff at some point, so we're trying to compress this. So, with compressing the overall length of the series, we're also going to be compressing the times I'm going to be available. Now, for this week only, those times are going to be Wednesday morning and Thursday afternoon. So Wednesday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. EST, and Thursday afternoon from noon to 1 p.m. EST. These are in Eastern Standard Times. You guys will have to do the conversions yourself. If you don't know it offhand, you can take a look at some conversion tools on the internet. But those are going to be the times for this week. Wednesday morning. So Wednesday morning is going to be, let me look at this. Wednesday morning, the 25th of January. So the 25th of January, Wednesday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. EST, I'm going to be available on Pokemon Showdown. My Showdown name is TortimerTheGreYT, no spaces, YT, so for YouTube. I'm also going to be hanging out in the YouTuber's room on Pokemon Showdown, so you can find me there if necessary, but there's also functionality for you to search. In fact, if we go back to Showdown, can we... No, we can't scroll to that, but there is functionality for you to be able to find a user. If you go to the main page, play.pokemonshowdown.com, on the left there's an option that says find user, and I'll put all the information you'll need in the description down below, but you can find me there Wednesday from 7 to 8 a.m. EST, and Thursday, so Wednesday the 25th from 7 to 8 a.m. EST, and Thursday the 26th from noon to 1 p.m. EST. I will be on Pokemon Showdown ready to do the battles. In other weeks, it's going to be on Tuesday mornings and Wednesday afternoons. But because I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to vote for my starter, Watch the episode, vote for my starter, prep your teams. I don't want to wait 2 more weeks before we start battles. So I want to give us, we got a couple of day buffer. You guys get your votes in. Hopefully you're seeing this on the Sunday it's coming out, or the Monday, or even the Tuesday. Hopefully in those couple of days you have the opportunity to see the episode, get your starter prepared. It's only a 1 Pokemon team, so hopefully it won't take people too long to get their stuff situated. But that's kind of how we're going to be doing it. I'm hoping I've explained everything. All the information you will need will be in the description down below, so if I've forgotten anything, you can take a look at that. Again, we're going to be using the Pokemon Showdown Battle Simulator. If you've watched any of my Pokemon Showdown stuff, I throw out there. It's a free and easy to use online battle simulator. You don't have to download anything or anything like that. You just go to play.pokemonshowdown.com and you just get going. So I think that's everything. If there is any confusion, check the description down below, and if you have any confusion after doing that, feel free to put a comment in the comments down below, and I will do my best to answer you, or hit me up in my Discord. The link to that Discord will also be in the description down below. I look forward to starting the series with you guys. Again, if you have not already, you should have done so, but if you have not already, make sure to put your vote for my starter in the description down below so that I can start tailing that stuff, and by Wednesday morning have a team ready to go. My one Pokemon, my starter Pokemon, ready to go. I'm looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to leave a comment with voting for who the starter is going to be, and start thinking about who you want your starter to be. Because whenever the rival option comes up, I'll be expecting to see some continuity in your guys' teams as well. If there are any questions, feel free to let me know. I've been TortimerTheGreYT, and you guys have been great. Make sure to those likes, comments, subscriptions for me, guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys this coming Wednesday or Thursday to get you guys' inclusion in this series. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.